Howdy gang, Michelle here, and today I am super excited to bring you guys the most requested pattern I think I've ever received, and that is for this one here, which I'm calling Heather Lace. This is something that I just kind of, piddle-farted around with, and when it came together, I thought, wow, that's kind of pretty looking. And the great thing about this is another one that you will be able to use your mandala or your shawl on a cake or any thin yarn that you have laying around, whether it's like a really nice sock yarn. Like I have a lot of Malabrigo sock yarn that I want to do other things with other than make socks. And this is perfect. So if you have any kind of yarn that's really thin and you're like, what am I going to use it for? I am going to give you guys so many things to use this for. You're going to get sick of me. But then again, maybe not. Anyway, this is so super easy. Anyway, I showed it to my son and he was like, Mom, that is slap your mama simple. Anybody can do this, okay? It just looks more complicated than what it is. So I already have another one started here so you guys can actually see how simple it is. And for this one here, I'm using the same type of yarn that I used for the one shown here in the picture. This color that I used here, it's the same as this one, but the color here is called Heather, which is why I decided to call it Heather Lace, because it's really pretty. It's like a lavender and it works, it's ombre and it works into the gray. And it just comes together so beautiful and delicate looking. So I'm using the same yarn in a different color. This color that I'm using is called Summer Haze. I got this from my landlady's knit shop, and I will make sure to put a link below in the section with the information here in the video. And this is a total of 524 yards. I actually can get 2 of these, the same length that I show in the picture, out of one of these skeins. So when I do these and I take them to craft fairs, they sell instantly. Like as soon as I put them out, they are gone. When I last went to a craft show, which was about a year and a half ago, I had taken 6 of these and all of them sold within the first hour that I had them set up because everybody just loves how they look. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how simple this is. Now, like I mentioned in the pattern, the cast on for this particular one and the one in the photo here, I cast it on 26. Now you can cast on as many as you like. If you want to use this technique and make a wrap or a shawl, this is great because it works up super quick. If you need a last minute gift or anything like that, boom, this is it. Okay, so for this one, you don't need any special looms as far as, a KB loom or anything like that. I am using the standard 31 peg, which is a 3/4 inch, for this one. And the reason why is because I want this really light, lacy, delicate look. Okay, so I cast it on using just the E-wrap cast on. You don't have to do anything special for it. The reason why I went with the E-wrap cast on is because I'm going to make this back into an infinity. And number one, it's easier to cast back on. And number two, it still gives you, without giving you that really tight cast on, you want to keep it loose because it goes with the whole theme of this being light and loose and lacy. And you're just going to get your mind blown when you see how quickly this works up. So this is a 31 peg loom. I only am using, like I said, 26 of the pegs, and let's get right into it. Now for me, as you guys know, it's easier for me to purl going clockwise if you've ever watched any of my videos, which I'm sure many of you have. But if you haven't, it's quicker for me to purl clockwise and then knit back, or E-wrap back. In this case, I'm doing E-wrap, which is very rare for me. As you guys know, usually I'm always about true knit or U knit or, fun stuff like that. And so right now, when when I cast on, I go clockwise. So I would have E-wrapped all the way back. So let's pretend I'm already E-wrapped all the way back, but you're going to double E-wrap, okay, all the way. So after you cast on, depending on which way you go. Now, if you're a lefty and you like to go counterclockwise, it doesn't matter which way you go with this. It's all going to come out the same way. So don't freak out. So I've already cast it on, obviously, and I'm going to pretend I just cast it on, and now I've double E-wrapped. If you look at the directions, you're going to turn and wrap on the very first and last peg. So it's a slip. So you're just going to bring the working yarn behind, knit it off, and go. And then you're going to E-wrap each peg 2 times, meaning you wrap once and then you wrap twice. So you'll have a total of 3 strands on there for the first time, and then you knit those off. Okay, so let's pretend I'm already back here. So what I'm going to do is I've already turned and wrapped on this one, and I worked that one, and then I realized, whoa, Michelle, calm down. So now I am going to purl both of these strands. See how I have 2 strands on there? I'm going to purl both of those, and I'm going to purl it all the way back. All right. So no matter how you purl, whether you purl like this, or sometimes if it's loose enough, you can just simply pop it off. But because this yarn is so loose, I'm going to do it this way. And it's really a lightweight yarn. So don't pull it, don't tighten it, don't tug it, don't fight it, don't, just be nice with it. Love your yarn. Okay. Tension is a real big thing here. So you don't have to tighten it. You don't have to tug it. You don't have to pull it. You don't have to break it. You don't have to do any of that. Okay. The whole theme here is to keep it really light, lacy, relaxed, and have fun with it. So I'm just purling all the way back to the other side. And again, I'm purling both of these strands together. And I have a lot of people that are actually seriously upset with me because I guess they expected me to release this out to everybody. And I thought that because it was a really big demand, you know, I would make it available just to my patrons. So for any of you that are getting this, I hope you enjoy it. And you're just going to sit there and go, oh my God, how could something so simple look so awesome? Well, I try to get that effect on all the pieces that I create for you guys, because even though it looks complicated, it's really not. And this, again, this is something that I did like 3 years ago before I really decided that I was going to start writing patterns. And I was just kind of piddle farting around and thought, this looks kind of cool. And I went for it. I apologize right now because Turd and Riley are playing tag. So you will hear jingling, you will hear meowing, and that was Riley shaking. Okay, so I'm coming up on my last peg here. Now I know a lot of you are used to me doing clean edges on my shawls and wraps and scarves, but for this, again, we're going to do that light, lacy, loose look. So the turn and wrap is perfect for that. So to turn and wrap, you bring your working yarn behind your last peg, wrap it around, knit it off, and now we're going to work back. As you can see, there's only 1 strand. Riley's under my desk. 1 strand on each. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap twice. Whoops. Wrap twice, bringing the working yarn in front. Wrap twice. Wrap twice. And then I find it's easier to go back and knit it off that way for the first one. Okay. And then you could just slide those down. So 1, 2, and knit it off. Bring it down. 1, 2, knit it off, bring it down, 1, 2, knit it off, 1, 2. I'm starting to sound like an eye doctor. Which looks better, 1 or 2? 3 or 4? Can you tell I go to the eye doctor too often? All right, so you're just going to continue that all the way back. So once you get to the end, and don't rush yourself and do these all at once, like double wrap them and then go back and do it. Trust me, it's just going to be a mess. It's not going to come out as nice looking because it doesn't look pretty. Trust me, I tried to cheat, and take your time because it makes all the difference in the world. But like I said, the great thing about this is it does work up really quick. So if you know you have a last minute gift that you need to do, or a present, or you know anything like that, this is it. Because this here that you see that I've already done, this literally only took me maybe about, I would say it was 3 episodes of Downton Abbey. So that's about 3 hours. I measure my times by my shows. So it works up really, really quick. All right, so we got a couple more here. Knit off. And it's going to look, once we get over here to the end, it's going to look just like it did before we started purling back. So double, knit off, double, knit off. And now this is my last peg, so I'm going to bring my working yarn behind, knit it off, and then just to secure it, purl this first one. And the other great thing about this is if you do have to walk away, you always know when you come back. If there's 2, you know what direction you're going. If there's 1, you know what direction you're going. That is how simple this is. And the great thing about this is it gives it a really nice, loose, elegant, you know, somebody's going to look at this when you give it to them and they go, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And then you can act like, you know, you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, when in actuality, you're giggling inside going, I can knock them out like nobody's business. Anyway, so there we go with that. I want to say a very, very, very big thank you to all of my patrons who've been with me all along. I cannot express how awesome you guys are. And all of my new patrons, we are so happy to have you as part of the family, and I'm very gracious to each and every one of you. So please take a moment at the end of this video to look for your name and know that you're very appreciated and very loved. All right, gang, happy looming. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.